This may seem a bit odd, but I want to make a request of you. I'd like for you to concentrate on a metaphor for a moment so we're all in the same headspace. It'll take you a couple of seconds. What I'd like you to do is envision a news desert. Just take a couple of seconds, close your eyes if you want to. Yeah, okay. Whatever you have conjured up, hold on to it, because we're going to come back to that. Actually, it's better than any slide I could have put up because it's yours. It's in your own head. I confess that when I do this exercise, I tend to imagine cactuses and lizards and rattlesnakes, so it's better I didn't do a slide. The mission of the startup that I'm in the process of launching is to reclaim news deserts and to run off the reptiles. And since news deserts are spreading rapidly as legacy forms of journalism are fading away, there's a deep and rapidly growing need to be filled. So in the eyes of this new venture, you may be wondering, what is a news desert? It's a community whose sources of original reporting have failed, or that they've dried up to the point that the community's people no longer have adequate access to the reliable information that they need to make good life and citizenship decisions. This is the kind of information that nourishes civic life, and without it, civic health falters. And when civic health falters, local economies suffer. And it's not uncommon for corruption to flourish, like lizards and rattlesnakes thrive in deserts. If you've heard of my startup, it may be because you read a Street Fight Daily interview with me that Tom Grubasich conducted. And from the title of my talk, which is not the one that's on the screen, which has to do with finding a new model in the secret sector of the economy. You've probably figured out from that, since I'm in a secret sector, that this is not a for-profit venture, but neither is it nonprofit, and I'll come back to that. I've started for-profit ventures, including 2 print magazines and a pre-web internet effort that actually made a little money. And I have been an angel investor in a big social web startup that failed. I learned a lot from that. But now that I have a white beard, I'm not trying to make money anymore. I am in the give back phase, and instead of trying to make money, I'm trying to make democracy. In this age of perpetual disruption, it's not just business models that are being disrupted. Democracy is being disrupted as well. Now, I'm old enough to have had a print publishing career, but my point here is not to wring my hands as newspapers die. That said, what set the Banyan Project in motion was concern that original reporting, the lion's share of which has always been done by newspapers, is dying along with the newspapers. And as original reporting dies, so does the informed electorate that is the bedrock of democracy. The model that the Banyan Project is pioneering includes some aggregation, but what it is really about is strengthening democracy with original reporting and thus helping to rejuvenate the informed electorate. Now, please don't think that in my give back phase I've gone soft on sales and revenue and solid management. The stronger our venture is, the more it will strengthen democracy. As it became clear that reliable original reporting was in danger, some friends and I started a conversation about what it would take to keep original reporting strong in America's communities. We decided that rather than just dive in, the best approach was to put careful thought into creating a new business model and then testing it. We've created the model with great support for the Berkman Center for Internet and Society at Harvard, which was generous enough to make me a fellow for a year and open the door for me to pick the brains of Harvard Business School professors and to get pro bono legal work done by Harvard Law School. The result is a multifaceted model that's built on the sturdy foundation of consumer cooperative ownership. This is the secret sector of the economy, the co-op economy. It's not a huge slice, but there's a slice and it's growing. It's a very robust part of our economy now. In our model, in our pioneering model, readers will own the community institutions that provide their news the way that shoppers own food co-ops and ways that depositors own credit unions. And the model is designed to scale the same way that food co-ops and credit unions scaled, which is community by community, coast to coast. Now, each co-op will be a business that's owned by hundreds, if not thousands, of members of the community that it serves. The co-ops will be led professionally and governed democratically through one-member, one-vote election of directors. Their financial structure is designed to make them thrive even as newspapers wither, and their journalism will be free for all to read so that they can serve the broad public of less than affluent everyday citizens and not just the upscale people that newspapers and most web information efforts tend to cultivate. Also, Banyan's distinctive publishing software will include civic engagement tools that invite readers to join with others in work for constructive community change. This magnifies the impact of the co-op's journalism, and it makes it easy for communities to find and express their own voices. In short, the co-ops will be democracy-strengthening community institutions of, by, and for their communities. We have incorporated the nonprofit Banyan Publishing Corporation to seed these independent community news co-ops and then to serve them through turnkey licenses for Banyan software, automated marketing, and online payment processing and other support services. This minimizes the co-op editor's IT and bookkeeping chores so that they can concentrate on reliable news coverage. A committee of community leaders is now organizing Banyan's pilot site in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Haverhill is a poster child for news deserts. It's a city of 61,000 people whose daily newspaper folded a dozen years ago. It now has only a weekly, and the weekly only has one reporter. I'm not making this up. Our research makes it clear that lots of people in Haverhill want to be co-op members who will make annual membership payments. What we don't know is whether this revenue stream will be strong enough to make the pilot succeed when it's added to the dollars that ad revenue generates. The pilot will tell us. I ask you please to cross your fingers or indulge in the superstition of your choice in the hope that we can make this work. If you'd like more detail on the business model, I invite you to go to banyanproject.com. And I'd like you to hold on to that image of a news desert that you conjured up at the beginning of this. I'm hoping that our conversation, this wide conversation that Street Fight and other venues are supporting, will open up space for addressing the needs of democracy and the needs to revivify news deserts as we move forward. I think it's an important and usually overlooked part of the discourse that's so important to all of us. Thank you very much.